Started out as a quiet day, turned into an active one after lunchtime today. You can see the wet roadway much of the region. That's going to continue. So if you do plan on heading out, have the rain gear ready. Wet conditions at least until around 11 p.m. or so. Now, different stories we head towards tomorrow. We are expecting some more showers across the region, but for the most part, as we wake up tomorrow morning, we are going to see a few sun breaks, so we're going to be watching that closely as the eclipse is expected to happen as we head towards around 9:18 tomorrow morning. Here's the area of low pressure offshore that brought the rain in the first place. We talked about this yesterday evening. Very impressive storm system, but a lot of the central winds are focused up toward Vancouver Island. That's where the area of low pressure kind of run across the region that brought the showers late this evening. It is going to start fizzling out as we head towards around 9:10 o'clock. As we head towards tomorrow morning around 9:18. And then as we head towards the evening hours, a second cold front still associated with this area of low days. So timing the eclipse out as we head towards 9:18 tomorrow morning, that is when we're expecting totality across the Cascades and even out into portions of the Great.
No Petro, lunar scientist from NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland. Noah, thank you so much for joining us.
Albert, thank you for having me on.
Noah, I always like to find this out first. What does a lunar scientist do?
Oh, I get to study everything about the moon. Its history, how it's changed over 4.5 billion years, and how the moon plays an important role in the history of the solar system for us to build around.
So the perfect person to talk to.
You're seeing there is from a total solar eclipse. But when the moon is a little bit further away from the Earth in its orbit, so I've got a representation of the moon and the Earth, and so when the moon is a little bit further away from the Earth in its orbit, it doesn't quite completely cover up the entire sun, and so that's when you do get that ring of fire.
The following message is transmitted at the request of emergency management across the state of Oregon and the National Weather Service. Leave as far away from the path of the eclipse possible now. Your life depends on it. The solar eclipse is emitting deadly temperatures scorching up to around 350 degrees and is causing mass amounts of wildfires. Leave north or south now as soon as you get in as far away from the eclipse's path possible.
but losing ground in this Chevrolet. And it's 7-4. The following message has been given authority to transmit over the state of Texas emergency alert system by the National Weather Service along with emergency management and fire departments in the state of Texas. Get as far away from the eclipse as possible. The October 2023 partial solar eclipse is currently ongoing within the United States, but has turned out worse than expected and has been deemed one of the worst solar events in humanity's known history. The eclipse has caused areas within the path of it to reach around 200 to 400 degrees directly within its area, no matter how little visibility the eclipse is. The city of Florence, Oregon has reached a temperature of 365 degrees Fahrenheit, or 185 Celsius, and multiple fires have already occurred throughout the state of Oregon. All residents that resided in the cities of Florence and Lakeview, along with areas in between, have been confirmed dead, and buildings have completely burned down, turning those areas into nothing but an abandoned and scorched wasteland. This proves the serious want to keep all residents yet to face this safe by evacuating. Those within the 100 to 65% paths are in the highest amount of danger and are urged to head as far away from the path as possible, even if it means to go through Mexico. You currently have an onset of 20 minutes before this phenomenon starts to occur within the state, which gives very little time and might still cause many injuries and deaths within the area, but please do your best possible to protect you and your family's life. Leave pets behind. Pack basic necessities such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, and medications. Find ways to get updates and all clear messages from your local authorities. To repeat, you are ordered to get as far away from the eclipse intensity path as possible, or death is certain. This is a national emergency message issued by the United States Government, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, covering the United States from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is not a test. Listen to this message in case your area is in danger. Ever since the annual partial solar eclipse has passed through the area, a strange phenomenon has been occurring for areas in and around the path of this eclipse. Temperatures have been scorching from 200 to 300 degrees, with lower elevations even reaching an uninhabitable 400 degrees on occasion. Multiple wildfires have also been caused in the situation due to this unusual phenomenon with the sun. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration are currently looking deeper into this situation, as this is something that, by record, has never happened before when it came to these eclipses. Oddly enough, areas not within the path of this eclipse whatsoever, or areas that have yet to face the eclipse, have not experienced this phenomenon with the sun. At this time, the eclipse is currently within the city of Escalante, Utah, and areas within a 60-mile radius. Residents within said area need to stay inside now. Do not look at the sky whatsoever, as contrast will increase everywhere within the sky for areas in this path, causing permanent blindness to the eyes. Find every way possible to keep cool. If you spot a fire, call emergency management and evacuate the area. That circumstance will be the only time you should go outside. This eclipse will reach the New Mexico state line from the northwest at 10:35 p.m. Mountain Time, Roswell, New Mexico at 10:40 p.m. Mountain Time, the Texas state line around the city of Kermit at 11:45 p.m. Central Time, San Antonio, Texas between 11:50 and 11:55 a.m. Central Time, and Corpus Christi, Texas at at 12 p.m. Central Time. The eclipse will exit through the Gulf of Mexico. Cities within an elevation under 200 feet are in extreme danger as these areas will face the hottest temperatures. It is predicted that when the eclipse reaches the Gulf Coast, temperatures within that area will reach around 450 to even 500 degrees, which is unsurvivable for any living organism. Areas in the highest danger have been advised by emergency management to evacuate northeast, as far away from the path of the eclipse as possible. Please keep tuned to your local radio or television station for further information. This has been the National Emergency Alert System serving the United States and will remain in effect until 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, unless otherwise noted. Thank you.